Hey guys, and we're back. We're actually doing a craft video today. It's kind of shocking. Not a makeup video. But this is a piece of clay, and that's what we're going to be working with. But anyways, we're going to, other than that, we're going to start a series called Buy It or DIY It. And these little guys right here, you see them? You see them? Yeah. They're little pumpkin pie earrings, and they're adorable. They were actually gifted to me. I did not buy these, but other than that, I love them, but I want to see if I can recreate them with some modifications. I want them a little thinner. They might be a little smaller on top of that, but definitely a little thinner. And there's definitely gonna be a lot of differences, but we're gonna see how close we can get to these. But they're not gonna be exactly. It's far from gonna be exact. This is made from like pre-colored clay, and if we're using this is obviously not pre-colored clay. This is, you know, I think it's a little cheaper because you can get it in like a bigger brick, and you definitely, like, it's just gonna be cheaper because it's not pre-colored. That's just how that works. But I'm using this for two reasons. For one, I do not have these colors, so that right off the bat is a problem. And for two, one of my main reasons why I always use this clay is I have two cats in a very tiny apartment, and anyone that has any pets understands where this is going to. I have cat fur stuck in my clay all the time, and no matter what I try, there's no getting it out. I've tried every method. People have like done like the hacks for getting dust and other particles out of clay. None of it works. It is a lie when you have pets. So I've resorted to using a generic clay and just molding it, baking it, and painting it. It works best for me. But that's what we're gonna do. I have this one already like kind of rolled out and flattened slightly. It'll work. I was kind of doing a little measurement just to make sure it was like roughly the same size, but obviously a little thinner, and I think it is. I might just go over it a little bit more with oh, there's a piece of glitter in there now. That's exciting. I don't know where that came from. Anyways, I think this is the size circle that they used to cut this out in. Kind of seems like it would be. So I kind of want to go with my next size down. There's got to be one in between these, but I don't have that. I have this. I hope that's not too small. Kind of looks like it might be, but we'll give it a shot, and if it's too small, I guess we're gonna be doing that over again. Yeah, that looks like roughly slightly smaller. Oops, I indented it a little. My bad. That's okay. And we're gonna take one of these little doodads and just cut out some pie slices, I guess. We'll do happy, and then go from there. That, I'm just eyeballing it. I'm not like going to stress myself over this. That was probably that one. All right, let's do this. So actually, let's put on this one because this one has been untouched. I'm failing already. Oh well. I think that's gonna be good enough because if I go too thin, it becomes difficult to work with. Now I'm gonna use my bigger circle. Just because on these, they have the overlap up the side, so it comes onto the top. So we want to do the same. All right, there is our little crust. So I'm gonna go up. Very nice. We can cut off any extras and over the top. And kind of just like slowly work it. Okay, that's not too bad. There's a little extra crust down there that was just trying to live there. Alright, I feel like that isn't all that bad. I'm going to do the same thing with the other one. I'm going to put him out of the way for now. And he is a little, honestly, it's not that much smaller. Actually, it is. Once I put it next to each other. Sorry, you couldn't even see anything. So, yeah, that's the size difference. It's not a significantly smaller size, but it definitely is noticeable. And we got to do our little dollop of whipped cream. We're going to have to do a smaller one than what's on there. Yeah, you can't forget your dollop of whipped cream. So I'm going to make a teeny tiny little circle. And then give it a little bit of a peak. And kind of try to just plop it right in the middle of the top of that. Soften that peak a little. Yeah, okay. Not bad. Now we are going to, I'm trying to find something that's around me that'll work. Maybe this paint scraper. I don't know if this is the ideal tool to be using for this, but I'm gonna come in with this. I'm gonna use this back end, it's a little thicker, and do like crust indents. Did it work? Kind of. There's most likely a much better tool for this, but we chose not to use that. What other kind of doodads do they have going on? We gotta do our whipped cream indents. That one's gonna be a little challenging. Maybe, I don't know if I should have done that before I stuck it on there, but too late. No, actually, it's really not. It's just falling.
A few moments later.
This is from back when I wanted to be a baker. And it will work perfectly, I think. Well, technically, it is working perfectly. It's my skills that are not. I wanted to have a twist. It's not twisty. Like, this one's so clean. Okay, I give up. We're gonna start this little... Who knew? This stupid little dollop of friggin' whipped cream was gonna be the one thing I am struggling with. Okay, yeah. The doing it while it's not attached to the pie is the right thing to do. You guys won't be able to see a single thing because it's so super tiny. I'm very sorry for that. Okay, I think he's kind of got it happening. It's hard to tell with everything being one color. And every time I touch it, the indents just disappear. I'm trying not to touch it too much. Okay, I'm gonna leave it alone. I think that's the best we're gonna get for that before I somehow mess it up more. Okay, it has like just little like score marks on the side of the pie just for it to be like, I don't know, more of a natural look, even though it's more, it's a chibi, but you gotta give it some texture. All right, perfect. I got a little, clean that off, and then some texture on the crust. And this one will be like thinner lines. Going with the direction that the crust is going in. Okay, that's not bad. Look at that, guys. Can you see? Is it super blurry? Of course it is. Why wouldn't it be? But that's him. I will do the other one off camera. And then it'll be going in the oven. I typically do it, what was it? What do I do? 275, I think? Yeah, 275 for about 15 minutes. But keep a close eye, because I did recently burn the crap out of some other clay things that I tried making recently. For example, this pumpkin, his stem is now burnt. I'm gonna keep him, but it's sad. Anyways, yeah, we're gonna come back and finish this off. It'll be baked, I gotta let it cool, then we'll come back and paint this. So, hold on, guys.
More moments later.
Okay, so we're back, and, oh, I dropped it. So this is what they look like, all done and out of the oven. I didn't put them in for as long as I said I was going to. I did 250 instead of 275 for the temp, and I did about like 8 to 9 minutes instead of 15, just because these are so tiny and I didn't put anything else in with them, so they're going to cook faster. You know, that worked. But now that they are done and cooled, I'm going to paint them. The painting is interesting. Let me move some stuff out of the way. I didn't have those exact colors, so I had to make up my own. This one was a mistake, so ignore that pan. But yeah, I just did a quick mix of a few colors. Avoided filming that just for your own sake. But let's get into painting now. So I'm gonna start with the bottom, the crust part, just because I think if I paint this first, let this dry, and then come back to do the top part, it will be easier, just because before I do the top part, I'll be able to come in here. You probably can't, I'm way out of frame. Sorry about that. Right in the center, I can add the clip. I hope it's not blurry. I can add the clip, like, not a clip, what's it called? Like the earring backing, I don't know what it's called. I'll glue that on in the center right after this is like painted a few coats and dried, and then I can use that as a handle. And it'll be much, much easier to paint the rest of it with that attached. But for now. And honestly, now that I'm seeing how this paint is going on, I keep forgetting yellow is so, like, I don't want to say translucent, but translucent, that's literally what I'm going to say. That I really should have, like, gessoed this whole piece with white, or gesso, you know. But I didn't, so too late. Not doing that. And the one of the downfalls of painting is you get paint, like, strokes, like, you know, the brush marks. There's no true way of avoiding it. Like, you can try to avoid it as much as you can. It's gonna happen though, so, you know, oh well. It's part of the look. It shows it's more homemade. And I like that. But yeah, so there's like a first coat. I'll probably throw in a second coat for the bottom, let it dry, and we will glue. I'm just gonna like super glue, nothing fancy. Glue on a backing, and then we can use that as a handle to paint the other side. Please ignore my crusty fingernails. Yeah. All right, guys. So I added the earring backs, and I just used just basic Gorilla Glue. Nothing crazy. I've been letting them dry, but I added a good amount I wanted to make sure they were gonna be like secure. And a good portion of it has dried, but there is a little bit that is still kind of wet. But I am an impatient person, and I don't have the patience for it to dry anymore. So I'm gonna give it a shot. Hope that it's not gonna break on me while I finish. Wow, you probably can't see this. While I finish painting these. This is not really that close of an orange to the original earrings, but it's the closest I was able to get for my my attention span, really. I'm glad to see that I don't know if you guys will be able to see it on the camera. Probably not. But those little indentations that I had put before we baked it, they show up a little bit more once you put paint on them, which is nice. And I might add in a few other like extra little colors to this just to give it some like shadow and dimension. Like, I don't know. I might, at least to the crust. I think I definitely will do that to the crust. You know, some brown, a light brown, just to give it a little bit of a cooked look. And here they are, guys, all done. These ones right here are the ones that we were referencing off of, and then these ones are the ones we just worked on. Personally, I feel like they came out great. I think it's a win for the DIY. Let me know what you guys think. Leave it in the comments. That'd be great. Thanks for watching. See you next time.